Guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. My name's Simon down here at JD Golf Academy at Drayton Park Golf Club. Excuse the Mizuno fitting wall, we haven't quite put that up yet, so sorry for their messiness. However, look at this. New delivery. Our demo kit has arrived from PXG. Now obviously you've seen a few videos of me testing it when they're down here for demo day. Now I have got the bag, I have got a few irons, driver. There's not an abundance, as you can imagine. It's quite expensive. This is kind of our trial set, so when we do have demo days, you can come down, test it, see if you obviously want to come along to the real thing. So I thought I'd show you the bag, show you the irons as I've got the whole set now, and hit a few shots, give you a few ideas. But I want some ideas, guys, what you want to see some comparisons from, because I thought it would be really interesting to see the most expensive clubs in the world, Jeremy Clarkson there, against whatever else in the ring. Test it up. Obviously I've only got 3 irons, a driver, some putters and some wedges, so it's not going to be a thorough fitting testing in terms of what I can use with the PXG stuff. However, I still think it'd be interesting to see what their standard set can do against another standard set. I thought it'd be nice to do some expensive videos against some, let's say, cheap clubs, or let's say affordable clubs, beginner clubs, let's say. So guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. As always, please subscribe and let me show you what I've got in the bag. Okay, so here she is, and I've done a bit of maths quickly in my head. It's about £4 retail worth of equipment in this bag, and obviously this isn't even a full set unless you do like having 3 putters in the bag and 3 different 7-irons. So driver wise, £800 plus, something like that. Each of the irons, now the iron sets normally come out at about 2,500, 4,000. But roughly, let's say each iron's worth £400. So that's £1,200 worth of 7 irons alone. Now these are the modest wedges. These aren't the milled wedges. So the milled wedges are actually ground out from a complete block. The hand never touches them. These are the slightly cheaper ones and very reasonable, £375. And then finally the putters. So we've got a Bat Attack, we've got a Gumbo, and another one. Hang on a minute. No, Brandon H. Ah, yes, Brandon H. Good memory, Simon. That's slightly cheaper. That's only £500 for that putter. These are both around £600. So obviously a lot of kit and a very nice bag to go with it as well. So what I'll do, I'll get them all out. I'll show you individual clubs of what we got in this bag. Obviously it is a lot of money, but I must stress, obviously we would never fit from these because obviously we haven't got any shafts or anything like that. The fitting days are quite special. We did have a fitting day down here at JD like 3 weeks ago. It was impressive. It was impressive. Basically what they can do, swing weight, tip, everything else. If you are looking for clubs that are second to none, and you know exactly what you're going to get, as there's no tolerances PXG. Obviously every other manufacturer does have tolerances in terms of like loft, lie, everything else like that. No tolerances with PXG. However, a huge amount of money. Huge amount of money when human error does play a big part. So let me get all the clubs out. I'll show you them all, and we'll hit a few. Won't hit the putters today, but I'll do a separate video on that. Guys, let me know the kind of comparisons you want to see me do in the future in terms of the irons, what you want to see them up against, see the kind of numbers that these all produce. So I think we start with the driver. Okay. 0811X PXG driver. This is something that actually I used the other day in my other video, so if you haven't seen that, go and check out where I sprayed 5 drives off the 18th. Go and see how poorly I can hit it. Anyway, £800 plus. All these weights are interchangeable. They've got a polymer in the back of this head here as well to give a slightly higher ball speed. You can change these settings however you like. They're all tungsten weights, and it's very interesting what they can do in terms of swing weighting, making sure that club face closes or doesn't close depending on where you're hitting it. You can see obviously the ghost tape on top. We don't want any sky marks. We don't want any sky marks on this bad boy. Obviously someone's been taken out for a test. And just your standard Tensai stiff flex blue shaft in there. All right, nice little matte finish on the top there, so obviously not that glary in the sunshine. And yeah, good all-round looking driver. Obviously standard 10.5. If you do want to come and hit this, come down to JD Golf Academy, and we're more than happy for you to obviously go and take it out and give it a hit. And yeah, obviously I've hit it before. High ball speeds, low spin, everything you could ask for a driver. It'd be interesting if I ever got fitted for one of these properly and see what kind of massive difference and what numbers I can produce from this. But yeah, in terms of driver's a driver. These, however, these can be tuned and calibrated to however you like them. So the irons, I think, definitely make a massive difference in terms of their fitting side of it, as I saw Matt do when he came down here. Some weird and wonderful things anyway. So let's have a look at all the irons. Here are the irons. So obviously you've got your Tour iron, so this is more of your blade. So obviously not that much weight behind it, very crafted, very slim. So obviously give you that kind of blade feel. Obviously a few people, I think this is probably the most common one people want to obviously hit. Everyone wants to feel like they can hit a blade. I've hit it, very nice. Obviously, as you get with any other blade, if you don't hit out in the middle, you're going to get punished. Now your Players Club, so this is more of like your AP2, let's say, or your like P770. Very similar, it looks very similar to the P790 to be fair, in terms of like the head shape and everything else like that. But yeah, nice looking club. Obviously all the weights in the back can move. As I say, there's no point buying one of these off the shelf. Well, to be honest, there's no point buying anything off the shelf nowadays with custom fitting and all the gear that we have. And obviously just your standard KBS shaft stiff in the back of it. Last but not least, this is the XF. So obviously your more forgiving beginners club. The one thing I would say is that it's so seamless to obviously move obviously from like the Tour to then your Players to then that through your set. So obviously your wedges, you could have more of a blade. Then obviously further up, obviously like your 7, 8, 6, you can have obviously in your Players, and then maybe XF in your 5 and your 4. And you wouldn't notice a difference because they look so seamless. And obviously your wedges. So that is something I do like, I think, through the whole bag. Basically, there's not loads of ranges. You've got your beginners club, you've got your Tour club, and then you've got your wedges and so off. And it just flows. It looks really nice. There's no question about it. But obviously it would have to look really nice with the amount of money that you'd have to pay to have these in your possession. Right, okay. Let's have a look at these little wedges. So then the wedges. These aren't the milled wedges. So the milled wedges come out a very reasonable £600 per wedge. These are about 350, so more than enough money. However, look great. Obviously, again, able to be adjustable. That's kind of the key thing when it comes down to these, well, just the whole PXG. There's just no tolerances. You have to get custom fit, and it makes such a difference. Now, if my camera can focus, they've kind of got this like hexagonal pattern. Go on, focus, focus, focus. Maybe. Could do. Get in there. No chance. Okay. Yeah, not really. Okay, so they've got, you're going to have to take my word for it. They've got this kind of hexagonal pattern going across the face, or you might slightly be able to see it towards the toe there, across the face. So obviously that's to try and get as much spin as you possibly can with terms of like ball to face interaction. And yeah, very nice wedge. I haven't hit these off grass. They're kind of pointless off the mat because you just don't get anything in terms anywhere near the amount of spin in terms of off the mat and everything else like that. So you have to hit them off grass. So it'd be good to do some testing out there with some Pro V1s and obviously the Wedge GC Quad, see what kind of spin rates that we're producing. So that's kind of the bag. I think I'll do putters the next day. Let's give these all a bit of a hit so you can have a look. Maybe a tiny bit of a montage. There's a quick hit of the irons. I really like the T, like the Tour iron, really like penetrating ball flight. Obviously I think I need a bit of a heavier shaft. The XF's in a graphite, which I didn't realise, but obviously that makes a lot of sense to have a demo bag. The XF's going to be designed for that kind of slower swing speed, and I actually caught a few and actually felt really nice. Didn't want to hit the driver, it's too, unfortunately. I'm going to send too many out the back there, and there's a golf course out there. So I want to test the driver a bit more, get out on the golf course. I think that's probably the best place to do it. Drive a few greens, show you guys what it can do. Anyway, there it is. Guys, I hope you enjoyed. There it is. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me some ideas of videos to do with this. I feel like I've got a lot of kit here. Obviously, I can try and make some interesting content for you guys. As always, thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.